Welcome back to Sports for Real. I'm your host, Coach Hall. Among some of the things that I do, I like to move people around on the side, kind of like a ride share services. And the other day, I picked up this guy and I got to talking with him, and he tells me he's from Mississippi. So I say, well, what part of Mississippi? So he gives me a wide range from Vicksburg to Brandon to Jackson. So I say, well, I know a little bit about Jackson, Northside Drive area, that kind of thing. He said, oh, you don't want to go that way now. Well, why not? He said they're killing up a whole bunch of people. The further you go west down Northside Drive, the more dangerous it gets. So I went to do a little research, and sure enough, they're killing up a whole lot of people in Jackson right now. I knew it was rough, but I didn't know it was quite that rough. So as I get to talking with him, he tells me about the water situation. I knew about some people with brown coming out of their faucets, and I knew about the Pearl River flooding and the problems that they have. But it turns out that this problem has been going on for years. And recently, they have been approved that you didn't have to necessarily boil your water anymore. But I found out today that the EPA is investigating the city of Jackson. So they're sending out one report that everything is okay, and then the EPA is investigating like everything's not okay. So you get misinformation, which goes back to what this guy told me. His name was Mike. He said that a chlorine tank exploded and it caused all the problems. But the biggest problem that they have in Mississippi right now is that the governor, Reeves, and the mayor of Jackson, Lumumba, they don't get along so well. So politics is slowing progress down to get this water crisis solved. So just like Flint, Jackson is in just as serious crisis as they are up in Michigan. Which leads me back to Deion Sanders and Jackson State. These people are a bright light in a terrible situation that's occurring in Jackson. Amidst the violence, amidst the water problems, everything else that goes on up there, these people are bringing some entertainment and brightness to the lives of these people, which is what sports is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a diversion from reality. Reality is terrible right now up there. It's terrible in a lot of places, but the sports is what makes people excited about trying to go on and conquer the rest of their lives. So this is why everybody wants to have a winning program. Now, the problem that success brings is that everybody wants to raid the elements that make you successful. Deion Sanders is a very, very hot commodity right now. A lot of people are talking about trying to bring him in and have him resurrect their programs in the same way he's done in Jackson. But the question is, should he go? If it was me, I'd have to think 5 times before I would pack up and leave. Why not stay where you are with the people who gave you the opportunity to do what it is you do best? The other people looked at you sideways. Now all of a sudden you're winning. They want you now. It's something serious to think about. So I'll be looking real close to see exactly what it is he does. Now, as far as Florida, you can see right behind me, the weather is pretty rough here. The Hurricane Ian hit last night in the southwest corner of the state, and it moved slowly in the northeast direction, more toward Daytona Beach. Like all hurricanes, they are very dangerous, but they're moving slow. You can evade the progress of a hurricane. It's the people that delay movement to try to get out of the way are the ones that end up in serious trouble and need to be rescued. For the most part, all you're going to get from hurricane is what you're seeing now. There's a whole bunch of wind and a whole bunch of rain and a whole bunch of dead time. So hopefully by tomorrow things will start to look more like normal. But in the meantime, I'm going to try to stay wet, try to stay dry from being wet, and everything's okay here. So I'm looking forward to a good weekend. A lot of the games are being moved in this part of the state, but Florida State is on the rebound. That's good news for a lot of people here in the state. And Florida, I don't know about the Gators, but they have moved their game to Sunday. They should be able to get back on the rebound after blowing the game against Tennessee. So, also, Jacksonville, the Jaguars are 2-1 in first place. Can you believe that? But it goes back to the old adage, even the sun shines on the dog's ass some days. Sports for real.